of the happiest place on earth, where any discount that they offer is just a little joke, and you have to get a bank loan for a churro and a Coke. Mickey's got a strong pimp hand at Disneyland.
Hello, little monkey. Hello, little monkey. Hello, little monkey. Hello, little monkey.
With the geek by your side, even if your butt is wide, you can roll with pride through the red fair. With the geek, you'll be fine. You can look like Frankenstein. He will not decline. You're the answer to his prayer. These geeks don't care. I wanna rock, but that means being inclusive of people and the cultures without appropriating them. I wanna rock, but that means being conducive to a balanced life of work and play and avoiding all loose. And I wanna rock.
Miss Garcia, the vaguely slutty Spanish teacher. One young man could learn how to roll his R's when his pants look like he's hiding cigars. The only phrase in his mind is estoy cachando, which is Spanish for I'm super horny. Visions of hot dogs wrapped in tortillas was a legend of Miss Garcia.
Super Danny's only super when he's blackout drunk. He can stop a robbery just by blowing chunks. When you see the damn signal of a bottle of Jack in the sky, let you know you can rely on Super Dan. Oh, you can bet that he will show. Oh, 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 if he's face down in a Merlot. Put on some sweatpants, some sweatpants and fuzzy slippers. Put on some sweatpants. I said they still fit tight and your butt still looks nice, but you won't have to walk like you're walking on ice. So sweatpants, kitties and boots, 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 kitties and boots. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole, butthole, butthole. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole, butthole, butthole. Punching fucking Nazis so hard it gives them the runs, and then we'll sit right back, relax in the grass with our picnic in the sun.
Hey, it's Thursday. That means it's word salad. That means I'm Phil Johnson. I'm your comedian for the evening. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Let me know who's here. Popping in. Drop a note in the chat. Say hi. Let me know what's up. Let me know how your Christmas plans are coming along or other holiday plans. I shouldn't assume that it's always Christmas. Might be some Hanukkah. We've already had Diwali, so that's over. I don't know what else is coming up holiday-wise. New Year's. Let me know what your New Year's plans are. Cool. All right. Well, let's just have we'll get a song going while we're waiting for all the folks to roll in here, and we'll do it up. I got some road stories for you tonight and some news. Here we go. What the hell was I gonna sing? She likes hair bands on the satellite radio, but I was in one, so it's a little too close to home. She can dance like she's done it for a living before. I kinda dance like I've been shot in the lake for sure. She's She's got all that she wants, but she don't have me. So baby, lay down, nobody is around, watching as her body slowly sinking to the ground. Throw away your phone, your inhibitions too. There's 100 dirty things that I wanna do to you. Never let me come, never let me go. Got you where I want you, so I wanna take it slow. It's a good night as any, say that you want me to. Ooh, she likes Mary Jane, but she says she doesn't like the smell. She's got a baby. By the way she walks, I can tell. She's got a birthmark on the inside of her thigh. Ask me how I know about the inside of her thigh. She knows the Japanese alphabet, but she don't know me. So baby, lay down, nobody is around, watching as her body slowly sinking to the ground. Throw away your phone, your inhibitions too. It's 100 dirty things that I want to do to you. Never let me come, never let me go. Got you where I want you, so I want to take it slow. It's good night as any, say that you want me to. Woo-hoo. She wants, but she don't have me. 2, 3, 4. So baby, lay down, nobody is around, watching as her body slowly sinking to the ground. Throw away your phone, your inhibitions too. There's 100 dirty things that I wanna do to you. Never let me go, never let me go. Let you go, why? So I wanna say it slow. It's good night as any, say that you want me to. Woo-hoo. There we go. All right, cool. Oh man, I butchered the Butch Walker there at the end there. All right. So pop a note in the chat, say hi, and we'll move on with the show. What's up? Ryan is here. Ryan Hendricks. Oh, it was your 40th birthday 3 days ago. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. That is fantastic. Let's do a birthday song for Ryan. Once a year it comes around, that special evening on the town to celebrate the day you met this earth. But you should know you're not alone with this little fact that should be known. You're sharing 14 million dates of birth. You're not that special, no, you're not that special, no. To everyone else, it's just another day. You're not that special, no, you're not that special, no. Let's do it now, en français. Vous n'êtes pas spécial, vous n'êtes pas spécial. Happy birthday, Ryan. There we go. Quick little birthday song for Ryan Hendrick for his 40th birthday. Congratulations. Hey, I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of chatter about this over the last couple of days. But Raul Malo from the Mavericks passed away a few days ago. It wasn't completely unexpected. He's been dealing with cancer for the last couple of years, and they had to cancel tour dates and things like that. But man, if you are not a Mavericks fan, or if you don't know who they are, or you haven't listened to their stuff in a long time, Raul was such an amazing songwriter. Somebody that I found very inspirational in my own work. And I loved that when they came out in the late 90s or whenever it was, that the music industry just really didn't know what to do with them. They tried to market them as a country band, but it was not like Shania Twain. You know, it wasn't that glossy Nashville country. It was definitely more of a Texas border town kind of country mixed with a whole lot of Roy Orbison. Very unique sound. And so Raul will be missed, man. I watched some of his live streams, just like you're watching my live stream now. He would get on and sing some songs and things like that, and it was always really fun. I actually meant to work up a Mavericks tune to do for you tonight, and I totally spaced on it. But let me do this instead. I'm gonna play for you a song that was influenced by the Mavericks. This is off my album called Do You Believe in Tragic? World's shortest concept album. You gotta stop and smell the flowers once in a while, until a little bee just doing its job accidentally flies into your hair. And then it freaks the fuck out and it runs in small... Then you freak the fuck out and you run in small circles screaming, oh my God, it's in my hair, it's in my hair, get it out. And the little bee is freaking out because it's in a giant forest yelling, get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out. When the two of you all finally get all separated, it's like an amicable divorce. It was good for both of you, but you're still a little damaged. There we go. All right. So that was called, what is that one called? Oh, it's called Stop and Smell the Flowers. If you haven't heard the real version of that, it is on the Do You Believe in Tragic album that you can find on all the places. But I actually had Maverick stuff in my head as I was writing that one. You're welcome, Ryan. I had the like Maverick stuff in my head. I also had the Mavericks in my head when I was writing My Personal Hell, which I might play for you later. But they have a song called Save a Prayer. That's like sort of a gospel rave up type of thing. And I love being an atheist. Love like old school gospel music. Not the lyrical content necessarily, but I love the groove of an old school gospel cut. And so they had one called Save a Prayer that I really like by the Mavericks. And My Personal Hell was actually sort of a response, not a response, but, you know, was influenced by Save a Prayer. So anyway, that's how that's going. So R.I.P. Raul Malo of the Mavericks. That's a bummer. I never got to see him live either. I kept thinking, oh man, I got to go see him live. They came through here in San Francisco a couple of times, and I didn't get to it for some reason. I was always out of town when they were in town kind of thing. So anyway, glad to see you all here. Put up Ryan's little comment there. Thanks, dude, for the virtual hug for the birthday song. Thank you. You're welcome, Ryan. And if you got a song that you want to hear from my catalog, or hell, if you want me to try some song I don't even know, pop it in the chat, and we'll play that game tonight a little bit, huh? Yeah. Actually, I have one that I want to play for you. I haven't played this song in a long time, but this is one of my favorite old songs. This is not a comedy song. I didn't write this song. This is what they call a traditional song because it's so old that nobody actually knows who wrote it. So let's give this one a go. Here we go. I went down to old Joe's ballroom on the corner by the square. The drinks were served as usual, and the usual crowd was there. On the left stood Big Joe McKinney. His eyes were bloodshot red. He turned to the crowd around him, and this is what he said. I went down to St. James Infirmary to see my baby there. She was stretched out on a long white table, so pale, so cold, so fair. Let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be, she can search this whole world on over. She'll never find another man like me. When I die, please bury me in my high-top Stetson hat. Put a $20 gold piece on my watch chain, so the boys will know I died standing pat. I want 6 crap shooters for pallbearers 6 pretty girls to sing a song. Put a jazz band on my hearse wagon to blow tunes as we roll along. And now that you heard my story, I'll have another shot of booze. If anyone happens to ask you, I got the St. James Infirmary blues. I got the St. James Infirmary blues. All right, there we go. That is St. James Infirmary, man. One of the greatest songs. Sorry, those little pauses in there, I had it on my phone and it was scrolling and it wasn't scrolling quite fast enough and I couldn't remember what the next line was. Anyway, man, I haven't sung St. James Infirmary in a long time and it just popped into my head the other day. I think maybe it came up on my shuffle as I was listening to music, and that is a good old song. Love that one. Sad song. Let's see. Ryan wants to hear, I think, he's the one about the teacher. I believe that is Miss Garcia. So let's do that one. A little faster. She rolls like a rose from the desert. She rolls like a rose from the desert. A senorita with textbook in hand. One never failed to drop things 'neath her desk. She wore nothing up under her dress. Miss Garcia, the vaguely slutty Spanish teacher. What young man could learn how to roll his R's as his pants look like he is hiding cigars? The only phrase in his mind is estoy cachando, Spanish for I'm super horny. Visions of hot dogs wrapped in tortillas was a legend of Miss Garcia. Things got weird when she taught them El Burro. It's a donkey or ass, she would say. Now use it in a sentence, Frank, you're up to bat. Said, can I wear your burro as a hat? Miss Garcia, the vaguely slutty Spanish teacher. The girls in the class conjugate verbs correct. The boys cannot think cause they're fully erect. She tells them El Gato, East Mean Pussycat, and 10 boys run for the bathroom. Except for poor Carlos, she is his tia. Was a legend of Miss Garcia. They scream, te amo, as they throw roses at her feet to get a look at her back seat, like a piñata filled with meat. Miss Garcia, the vaguely slutty Spanish teacher. They try to get her outside on a good windy day, like a Mexican Maryland on a subway grate. If the wind is just right, you'd swear you smell tacos, and the boys become stiff as the breeze. They'd hope she was easy like a shelf from IKEA. Was a legend of Miss Garcia. To me it was hearsay and rumor, second-hand knowledge at best. My own thirst for truth would never be quenched, because I took French. There we go. That's the legend of Ms. Garcia, based on a true story. Yeah, that song is about my the Spanish teacher at my high school. That's true. She had a reputation, let's say, for not wearing the undergarments and getting a little flirty with the students. back before they arrested people for that. Here's a funny little story. I was in the orchestra in my senior year of high school, and my best friend Dave sat next to me. He was in the clarinet section. I was playing flute, and so Dave and I would pull all sorts of stuff. But Dave always looked 40 years old. Dave has not aged since high school because he has always looked the age he is now. And so every time somebody would come in from the office with like a message or something, they would hand it to Dave, and he'd be like, "I'm not the teacher." And the reason that would happen is because the teacher looked like he was 13. It was this little Japanese guy, and he looked so young. He didn't look like the teacher. Dave looked like the teacher, so Dave would always get the messages and stuff. Anyway, after I graduated about 5 years later, I heard that teacher got arrested for dating one of the students. She was 18, so technically legal, but still not kosher to be dating a student. Anyway, hey, Kara's here. What's up, Kara? And so anyway, that was funny. I was just thinking of that because we had a big high school. There were a couple of teachers that pulled some stuff. Let's see. Maybe we'll do that one later. And let's do this one. Let's punch some Nazis, yeah? I'll pick you up in my ride. We'll head out with the breeze and the sun in our eyes. Find a pretty little spot where we can relax and rid the country of rot. I'll spread out the blanket and you pour the wine. Charcuterie tray, we'll have a grand old time. Punching fucking Nazis, fist right to their face. Making damn sure that they always know that they're not the master race. Punching fucking Nazis so hard it gives them the runs. And then they'll sit right back, relax in the grass with a picnic in the sun. And when they throw a cig Heil, we'll give them titty twisters, then relax for a while. Nosh on some cheese while the crackers get beat, left in a big old pile. They say they've read 2 books, but they still can't read. Gotta kick them in the nuts so they can't breed. Punching fucking Nazis, 2 wrongs don't make a right. So I hold out my hand to help one up, pull it back and yell out, psych! Punching fucking Nazis till they're calling 911. And then a black cop gets the call and stops to join our picnic in the sun. I'll bring the sandwiches, you bring the bats. And we'll smite those anti-Semites, shove those bats right up their ass. 'Cause they're so afraid of being gay, or trans, or femme, or brown. Dose their Adderall with LSD, maybe they'll come around. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a snack, then head back to the fray. Smash a face with your high heels, which they secretly like anyway. We'll be punching fucking Nazis, those humanoid hemorrhoids. The boys aren't so proud when curbs stop by a crowd as we binge on Schadenfreude. Punching fucking Nazis, and when we've had our fun, we'll wipe the blood off and share a kiss at our picnic in the sun. There we go. All right. Punching fucking Nazis. I did that song only once over the weekend. This past weekend, I was headlining at the Caesars Republic Casino in Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe, obviously beautiful. Very mild weather. It was like in the 50s. There was no snow. Not good for December. None of the ski resorts were open yet. But anyway, so Caesars used to be Harvey's casino there, and Caesars took it over, and they're remodeling and doing the whole thing. So headline 3 shows there. I think it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We did that. Bernice opened the shows for me, doing a good job there. And it was interesting. Every night was so different from, like, there were none of the shows were similar at all. The Friday night show, the first one, they said that's usually their slow night, but then all of a sudden, like 130 tickets sold, which was wild. Ryan, that one was released, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, something like that. Punching Nazis. So anyway, so like 130 tickets were sold like an hour before the show, and it turned out it was some company party that was at the casino. They're having like their company holiday party, and the boss decided, hey, I'm going to treat everybody to the comedy show tonight. So they like filled the room. It's about a 200 capacity room, and we had a good 130 in there. And so I knew there was like a company. I didn't know what company. It wasn't like an official corporate show or anything like that. I would have been asking for a lot more money if it were, but I didn't know where they were from. I didn't know anything about them. Bernice and I don't do crowd work, so we didn't get any information, And so I go out there and I start into a bit about a gas station outside of Fresno, California. And they go, Fresno! And I go, oh my God, how many of you are from Fresno? And they're like, we're all from Fresno! So I scored some points there. Especially because I wasn't making fun of Fresno. I was making fun of this gas station that has a wine tasting room in it that's just outside of Fresno in Madera, I think. And so that got me on board with them. And then I did this song. I'll play you the song, but I did this song that mentions the name Steve. And turns out the boss's name is Steve. Now, when I do this song, I always use the name Steve. Why? Because there's always a Steve in the room. And I can tell where the Steve in the room is, because as soon as I say the name, everybody's like, oh, Steve, right? They all point at the guy. There's always a Steve in the room. So anyway, this is the song that I played that happened to mention the boss's name. I wish only the best for you, and I wish for your happiness too. And I wish for your new boyfriend, Steve, motherfucking Steve, to have his nutsack torn wide open in a chainsaw accident. It doesn't take it off, but just opens it right up. So he has to chase his testicles as they're rolling down the driveway while he bleeds out. And I hope that you see them and think, oh my God, I had those in my mouth. 'Cause that's where I found them when I found out you don't love me anymore. So that was a song I did. It's called Wish You Best. And so Steve was in the audience. I could see where Steve was sitting because everybody started patting him on the back and everything. And so after the show, this was nice. I was selling a bunch of merchandise. That was great. They were good merch buyers. The audience was fun. And then Steve walks up and he goes, hey, I'm Steve. I'm the boss. And I was like, oh, cool, man. Thanks for bringing everybody. I hope you had a good time. He's like, yeah, that was awesome. And he drops $300 on my merch table and goes, give me a bunch of stuff to hand out. So that was a nice bonus from Steve, the boss of, I still don't know what company it was, but I do now have a whole bunch of friends, new fans in Fresno. So I'll be getting down there soon. I was just talking to Danny Minch about getting a date going down in the Fresno area, down in the Fresno area. At Chico's Italian restaurant. Gonna hit the gas station wine tasting room and not taste any wine. Okay, that was St. James Infirmary based around a gas station wine tasting room outside of Fresno. Anyway, so that was the first show. First show was great. Second show. We get out there. Now, if you popped into the Team Philogelos community recently, then you saw a picture that I posted from backstage. I was back in stage left wings, and I took a cool picture, like behind the curtain was down, and the stage was just ready to go. It's got my tools of the trade, right? Tools of the trade, mic, stool, guitar. Where is it? You can't even see it. Guitar. Anyway, my stuff was on stage. and it was quiet. We could hear the audience coming in. I just thought it was a cool picture. So that picture is in the community if you'd like to check it out. And so I was just like, last night's show was great. This is Saturday night. Saturday night's always the best show of the weekend. And so we go out there, and Bernice is kind of having a hard time with them. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll pick it up. And I go out there and just bomb my ass off for an hour. I won't say I bombed. I didn't bomb, but they were smiling. It was a smaller crowd. It was about 60 people. And but they were smiling, doing a lot of that, not a lot of laughing out loud. It was like they were watching a fish tank. And so it was very quiet, which messes with my timing. You have no idea how much we rely on the laughs to give us time to think of what the next joke is supposed to be. And so I was just like, punchline, laugh, no, silence, think of the next joke faster. And it was Saturday night was rough, man. Now there was two ladies sitting right in the front row, and I did a joke. And the joke is I have a bit about the metric system at the beginning of my show. And so I have a joke in there that says Americans treat the metric system like a language we should have learned a long time ago, like Spanish or basic empathy. And that joke, I assume, was too woke or something for this lady down front, because she got up and walked out. She looked very, and then got up and walked out. And I was like, wow, a song about learning, or a joke about learning empathy made this lady walk out of my show. All right. They can call us snowflakes all we want. That's some snowflake shit right there. She left the show. She never came back because I did a joke about learning empathy. Amazing. Her friend stayed for most of the show, but sat in the front row staring at her phone the whole time. That drives me nuts. That drives me insane. It's like, lady, I can see you. She's just staring at her phone, just in the front row. Everybody could see her. I could see her. Made me nuts. She did leave like 7 minutes before the end of the show or something. She laughed once. One joke got to her. It was insane. There were two other people who were falling asleep during the show. It was a late show. I'll tell you why in a second, but we were on it the show started at 9:30, so I was on it at like 10 o'clock at night. So, okay, you've been up drinking and gambling all day. All right, there's a couple people going to fall asleep in the show. That's not my fault. But man, Saturday night was just rough. So that picture, when you see that, know that the show that happened right after that picture, it was not a good show. And then Sunday night show, which Sunday's usually a drag. I was really amazed that they were doing a Sunday show, because Sunday shows usually aren't that great. And so we get out there, and they're like, and the crew is like, the Sundays are usually like our best show. So we had like 80 people there, and they were solidly in the middle. They were not as good as the Friday show, but they were definitely not as bad as the Saturday show. So Sunday show was just a good rocking show. And they did definitely, it was a whole lot of Bay Area people. It's amazing how I got to go to Nevada to play for a bunch of people that live here. But so I closed the show with Punching Nazis that night. And that was the only time I did that song during the weekend, because the first two audiences were definitely leaning a little more conservative, and casino shows I don't get as edgy if I can avoid it. Only because it's more corporate-y, sort of. Anyway, so the shows were good. They gave me a $90 food per diem every day, which was just barely enough. It's casino food. And I guess casino restaurants are never my favorite. They're always like okay. I had an okay burrito. I had a decent steak. I had a pretty good salad. I had an okay pasta. And pecan pie. Like I had been craving pecan pie for some reason. Maybe it was Thanksgiving and we didn't have that. We had pumpkin and apple, but I was craving pecan pie, and they had this little cafe that had little pies, little like was it 4-inch pie or something. It was basically like a slice, but it was round. And so I ate 3 of those, one every night I was there, and I didn't have to pay for them, which was awesome. Ryan, no, I have been to Texas. I just haven't been in quite a long time. But I have played Texas for sure. Yeah. Played military base, played colleges down there, played some clubs down there. Yeah, so it was good. But here's why our show was so late. The Sunday show was a little bit earlier. That one was a 8 o'clock show, I think. But Friday and Saturday were late shows because they have a resident magic show in that room, and that's his showroom, and it's Alex Ramon. If you ever have a chance to go to Tahoe and you see Alex Ramon there. That's his residency is at Caesars. He's been there for like 15 years now, when it was Harvey's before, and he's such a fun magician. He fooled Penn and Teller on their Fool Us show. He actually fooled Penn and Teller. He's got a little dog in his act called MJ. That's awesome. And so anyway, I met Alex. Alex and I have known each other for years. I met him like 15, 16, 17 years ago. We were both extras on a TV show in San Francisco. Neither one of us could remember what the TV show was. I'm sure it didn't last long. It was some cop show or something like that. And we were just extras on this show. And I used to do extra work because it was good money on a day when I didn't have a gig or lessons set up or whatever. And by good money, I mean, it was $80 a day or something like that. But it was better than not making any money that day. So I would go do extra work. And Alex was doing the same as he was plying his trade as a magician. And we got to know each other. And I can just remember the whole day, him sitting there with a deck of cards, just doing card mechanics the whole day. Flips, shuffle, hide, this, all that kind of stuff. And so I when I got there Friday, I went in to catch the end of his show, and he ends his show. He does like big grand illusion stuff, but he ends his show with a nice card trick. So it was fun. And so I went backstage, and he was like, "Oh my God, Phil's here! Yay!" And he saw it because he had seen the poster. He knew I was coming. So it was nice to catch up with Alex. I haven't talked to him in many years. And he and I we talked about some business stuff, and I think it's going to yield something super cool for you coming up here pretty soon. So after I talk to Alex and we hash out that idea a little bit, I'll make an announcement about it. But I think you're going to like what comes out of it. Okay, so let's see here. We'll do a couple more tunes here, and if there's something that speaking of gigs, wait, before we do that, I should tell you where they're going to be coming up. Let's see. So, let's see. This Saturday, December the 13th, I'll be at Foghorn Brewing in Morro Bay, California. Next Monday, the 15th, I'll be at Abbott Square in Santa Cruz, California. December 18 and 19, that's Friday, Saturday, I'll be headlining at Pechanga Casino in Temecula, California. Much warmer down there outside of San Diego. 12/27, the December 27th, I'll be at the Elbow Room in Oakland, California. December 30th, Moxa Brewing in Rockland, California. January 3rd, I'll be at 11th Hour Coffee in Santa Cruz, California. January 16th, Stage at Burke Junction in Cameron Park, California. On January 17th, the Smith Flat House in Placerville, California. And January 27th, Max 19 Broadway in Fairfax, California. Yeah. So those are all headline shows, I think. I got some Palm Springs coming up, Santa Rosa, Winter Park, Florida coming up, and we've already booked a bunch of Oregon dates, some Washington stuff. So lots more things coming up here. Let's give a shout out to the Gold and Silver members, our Gold members in the Philogelos Inner Circle: Carol Sweet Smith, Chris Wesley, Cynthia Leonard, Sheila Baker, Tracy Howell, Lisa Holder, Sophie Kellogg, Monica Lane, and our Silver members, Di Chadwell, Lisa Sutherland, and our Diamond member, Brittany Brown. Thank you all for being part of the Inner Circle. By the way, I spent all of yesterday adding a bunch of new stuff to the Inner Circle vaults. So I haven't sent out emails about it yet because I was just working on the stuff, but drop in there, go hit your vault and see the new stuff. If you're gold, you have access to all three vaults: gold, silver, and bronze. If you are a silver member, you have access to the silver and bronze. And if you're a bronze member, you have access to the bronze. And feel free to upgrade should you like to. And we can do that if you are not yet an Inner Circle member and you would like to become one. Click that little QR code that's right there. I got some cool bundles for you. So the membership itself is not expensive. They're very inexpensive. I wanted to keep it that way. But I put together these bundles that are even better. You save even more money, and you get some swag, and you get a year's membership and all that kind of good stuff. So you can check that out there. All right. And then, outside of that, I'll do a couple more songs here, but I want to know where you're at with your Christmas shopping. I finished mine just about. I think I got to get my niece one more thing, because I got her. The two things I got her ended up being kind of smaller than I thought they would be. So I got to get my niece Charlotte one more thing. But everybody else taken care of. That's the benefit of sitting in a hotel room by myself for a weekend, is I got all my Christmas shopping done. So that's awesome and cool. All right. So I'll leave that QR on up there if you want to click that. And let's do one more song, because I've done a lot of talking. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do this one. Here we go. This is a song about a girl that I dated for a little bit with a cool mythological name. Here we go. Don't look now, here comes my baby. Really don't look now, she'll turn you to stone. Her name's Medusa, but I call her Sugar Bear. Her name's Medusa, yeah, she got a bunch of snakes for hair. I met her in a coffee shop, I had a mocha latte. She had a bowl of scorpions and I said, ooh, sassy. She had her sunglasses on and her snakes tied back in a pretty little Hello Kitty hair barrette that made her sexy green skin look like a rotten orange. That's hot. Her name's Medusa, my sweet little rocko, no, my sweet little honey buns. Her name's Medusa, yeah, we watch Clash of the Titans reruns. I took her to meeting mom and dad around Christmas time. I said they're open-minded, baby, it'll be just fine. My mama opened the door to my childhood home, and then she very, very promptly turned to stone. Who knew my mama was such a freaking racist? Damn! Her name's Medusa, the sweet little rock-a-roller. Her name's Medusa, yeah, her favorite cheese is Gorgonzola. I said, let me see your eyes. She said, I can't. I'll make you hard. I said, damn straight, baby. She said, that's not what I'm talking about, jackass. Her name's Medusa, my sweet little huggy bear. I can't stare at her eyes, so I'll just stare at her derriere. There we go. That's called Here Comes My Baby. Yeah. Cool. There was something else I thought about halfway through that song that I was going to tell you about. You should see the video for that song, by the way. We filmed a music video for it. That's super fun. Iris Benson plays Medusa, and it has the most ridiculous guitar solo scene that I've ever seen in a music video anywhere. So go look up Here Comes My Baby. It's on my YouTube channel. Yeah, what the heck was I going to... Nope. Left my brain. I don't remember what it was. All right. So anyway, friends, that's going to be our show for tonight. Because my girlfriend's not feeling well. I got to go take care of her tonight. And I think I'm putting together a new, I don't know what it's called. Sideboard? A sideboard. I'm putting together a sideboard tonight. That's what the box calls it. It's just a big cabinet that we bought. And there, believe it or not, there's a bit in the show about the new big cabinet. So you'll be hearing that when you come see me live. And I can't wait to see you live as well. So come on out to a show. I'm gonna have a real cool opportunity for you soon. It's gonna be good. Make sure you go hit the community and check out the new stuff in the Inner Circle vaults. Join the Inner Circle if you haven't yet, and I will see you in there. We're gonna do this again next week. Oh, I know what it was. Christmas songs. So if you have not, or I have Christmas songs out. I don't do them very often. Maybe next week I'll do one or two of them. But if you're looking for some nutty Christmas music, stuff that, will possibly drive your relatives out of your house, there's What Santa Wants, which is such a banger, as the kids say. There's Gimme Gimme, which that won't scare some people. It's lounge punk is what I call that one. And then there's another one. Dave, my best friend Dave and I, we did a single a couple years ago that is called I'm Not in the Christmas Mood This Year. It's actually a cover that we did there. And then Santa Claus is Working from Home, which was my pandemic era single, Christmas single there. So all that's on, all the places you listen to music. Hopefully it's not Spotify anymore. Get off Spotify. They're running nice ads. Get off Spotify. I'm a YouTube music guy myself, but Coda Music is actually really good. And there was another one recently that I can't remember the name of that is doing some really good stuff. So anyway, go find those Christmas songs. I'll probably play one or two of those for you next week, and new stuff coming to the community this week. So make sure that you check in there. And that's the show for tonight, friends. I'll see you next Thursday, same time, same